The Lucy probe is heading out to the orbit of Jupiter to study two groups of asteroids that run in swarms ahead of and behind the gas giant.
300 million miles from home, NASA's Lucy locked eyes on Jupiter's Trojan, ancient, silent witnesses to the birth of the solar system. Then the feed cut. No warning, no countdown, just black.
All right, tomorrow NASA is set to make history once again with their Lucy mission, which is going to be the very first mission to study the Trojan asteroids around Jupiter.
An instant before, something flashed across the frame. Sharp edges, clean geometry, a shine that did not belong out there. Glitch? Cosmic ray? Or did Lucy catch a glimpse of something that was made? Here is the terrifying part. These asteroids live in gravitational rest stops where objects can hide for eons without using a single drop of energy. Lucy was not supposed to reach its main targets until the year 2027, so what exactly did it just see, and why did the signal die right then? Why the Trojans matter. What Lucy may have seen out there in the dark could change everything we believe about our place in the universe. Let's step back for a moment and understand what makes the Trojan asteroids so important. These are not just random chunks of space rock drifting through the void. The Trojans are part of a secret dance that has lasted since the birth of our solar system. They are locked into Jupiter's orbit, resting at two invisible points of perfect balance, known as Lagrange points, places where gravity itself becomes still. Imagine these regions as cosmic parking lots, gravitational sanctuaries where objects can remain suspended for billions of years without drifting away. They are the quietest, most stable places in the solar system, timeless pockets where motion slows and energy rests. If you were looking for somewhere to hide, somewhere to keep something safe or undisturbed for eons, this is exactly where you would choose. That is what makes the Trojan swarms so fascinating and so haunting. For decades, scientists have wondered whether these regions might hold more than just the debris of creation, because within those swarms of ancient rock could be clues to something far greater. Now, imagine this: Lucy, humanity's explorer, focusing its cameras on these silent stones, and something unusual comes into view. Something with edges too sharp, angles too clean, symmetry too perfect to be a natural object. What could it be? Let's consider three possible explanations. First, the ancient probe hypothesis. If a civilization, perhaps one far older and more advanced than ours, ever wanted to observe the inner solar system without being noticed, this is where they would place their monitors. The Trojan points are stable, discrete, and require no energy to maintain position. A probe could sit there for millions, even billions of years, completely undetected, silently watching the rise and fall of planets, and maybe civilizations. Second, the fragment of mega-engineering theory. Picture a broken shard of a vast technological structure, maybe a fragment of a solar sail, a piece of a collector panel, or debris from an ancient construction project long forgotten. Over billions of years, it might have drifted through space and become trapped by Jupiter's immense gravity. Under Lucy's high-resolution cameras, such an object would glint like polished metal, reflecting sunlight in a way that no natural rock ever could. And third, the captured interstellar object theory. In the year 2017, scientists detected a mysterious visitor passing through our solar system with a cigar-shaped body they called Oumuamua. It was the first confirmed interstellar object ever seen. Its unusual shape and movement baffled astronomers. But what if something like that entered our solar system long ago and was captured by Jupiter's gravitational field? What if it has been orbiting quietly among the Trojans ever since a visitor from another star, frozen in time, waiting to be found? If any of these possibilities are true, it would mean something extraordinary. It would mean our solar system is not just a collection of rocks and planets, but a vault, a cosmic safety deposit box holding secrets from the deep past, or perhaps from someone else entirely. For billions of years, the Trojans have remained untouched, drifting in perfect balance with Jupiter, like ancient witnesses to everything that has ever happened within our celestial neighborhood. If something artificial is hidden there, then it has been watching for far longer than we can imagine. These swarms are not simply leftovers from the dawn of creation. They are guardians of history, perhaps even of intelligence. And Lucy, our lone explorer, is heading straight toward them, ready to uncover what they have been protecting all this time. Because if there is one place in the solar system where a secret could survive the birth and death of worlds, it is here in the still, silent embrace of Jupiter's Trojan asteroids. The question now is not whether they matter. The question is, what are they hiding? What Lucy might have seen. What Lucy carries on board could be the key that unravels one of the greatest mysteries in human history. This is not an ordinary spacecraft drifting silently through the void. Lucy is a masterpiece of technology, built not only to explore, but to reveal. Every circuit, every sensor, every lens has one mission to uncover the unknown. At its heart lies the most powerful eye ever sent into the outer solar system, the long-range reconnaissance imager, known as LORRI. To call it a camera would be an understatement. This instrument can capture details smaller than a football field from hundreds of thousands of miles away. It can pierce through darkness and distance, pulling hidden shapes out of shadows billions of years old. But Lucy does not simply take pictures. It thinks, it analyzes, it decides. Running one of NASA's most advanced onboard artificial intelligence systems, Lucy filters through thousands of images the instant they are captured. It recognizes patterns, measures brightness, analyzes motion, and flags anything that defies the normal rhythm of space. In essence, Lucy's digital mind is always searching for what does not belong. Now imagine the moment that artificial intelligence hesitated. A frame paused, an image flagged, a shape the system could not categorize. Something geometric, angular, deliberate. Something that did not fit the signature of rock or ice. Sharp edges where the natural world favors curves. Smooth reflective surfaces gleaming where everything else is rough and dark. Symmetry too perfect to be coincidence. The kind that feels designed, not eroded. If Lucy's instruments saw something like that, even for a heartbeat, it would change everything. The spacecraft's sensors are not limited to sight. They can measure temperature variations across an asteroid's surface, revealing hotspots or cold zones that betray the presence of metal or technology. They can analyze mineral compositions, distinguishing between natural silicates and refined alloys. They can even detect repeating geometric patterns, the kind that nature rarely, if ever, produces on its own. These instruments were built to find the impossible. They were designed to detect anomalies so subtle that they would slip past the human eye. Lucy is, quite literally, a machine built to notice the unexplainable. Now consider this. Artificial intelligence processes information millions of times faster than any human could. There is no doubt. It does not matter. It does not imagine it. Detects. So, if Lucy's AI flagged something extraordinary, it might already exist somewhere deep within its memory banks right now, hidden in a buffer of unprocessed data, waiting to be decoded by the teams back on Earth. That thought alone sends chills through the scientific community. Because what if Lucy has already seen something? What if the proof is there locked in digital silence, beyond our comprehension for now? And this is not the first time something like this has happened. History remembers the silence that follows the extraordinary. The moments when our technology sees something we are not ready to understand. From the International Space Station's live feeds that mysteriously cut out just as bright, unidentified objects came into view, to the strange lights captured during Apollo missions, there has always been a pattern. A glimpse of the unexplained, a signal lost, a delay in the data, always followed by rational explanations, glitches, reflections, interference. Always logical, always safe. But Lucy is not orbiting Earth, and it is not revisiting familiar skies. It is peering into uncharted territory, the Trojan asteroids, ancient remnants that have drifted beside Jupiter since the dawn of time. These are regions no human eye has ever seen up close before, places where sunlight is weak and silence has lasted for billions of years. If something artificial were hidden anywhere in our solar system, this would be the perfect place to hide it. A gravitational sanctuary, stable for eternity, masked by dust and stone. And so, when Lucy's camera feed went dark, just as an object with impossible geometry flashed across its view, it was more than just a coincidence. It was a moment that made scientists and skeptics alike stop and ask the question that has haunted humanity for generations. What if we are not alone out here? What if Lucy's gaze, for just one fleeting second, met the eyes of something watching back? Because if that is true, if Lucy really captured even the faintest glimpse of the unnatural, then this mission is no longer just about studying rocks. It is about uncovering evidence that could rewrite the story of our place in the universe. And the most haunting part? That discovery might already have been made. We just have not realized it yet. Tech that could catch the impossible. This spacecraft was literally built to spot the impossible. Lucy is no ordinary spacecraft. It is a marvel of modern engineering, a sentient eye gliding through the dark. What it carries on board is not just a collection of sensors, but a symphony of precision instruments so advanced they can separate light from shadow, noise from signal, and reality from illusion. At the heart of Lucy's technology is its crown jewel, the Long-Range Reconnaissance Imager, known simply as LORRI. This camera is so powerful that it can capture details smaller than a football field from hundreds of thousands of miles away. Every flicker, every reflection, every grain of light that touches its lens becomes data, a digital fingerprint of the ancient world around Jupiter. But LORRI is only the beginning. Lucy does not just take pictures, it analyzes them. It carries what scientists call a three-point vision system, a form of no artificial intelligence capable of identifying thousands of visual patterns simultaneously. This onboard system scans each frame the instant it is captured, flagging anything that seems out of place long before a human analyst could even open the file. Imagine the implications. Somewhere in that stream of images, Lucy's digital eyes might have frozen on something that did not belong to something too perfect, too geometric, too deliberate. Sharp angles where none should exist. Flat planes gleaming where the surface should be rough and chaotic. Symmetry is so exact that it borders on the mathematical, geometry that whispers, "This was made." Lucy's instruments can even go beyond the visual. They detect heat variations, temperature irregularities that betray energy or metal beneath the surface. They measure mineral signatures, distinguishing iron from silicate, carbon from ice. And most telling of all, they can identify repeating patterns, the kind that nature almost never produces by accident. These are the clues of structure, not stone. This is far more than a camera. Lucy is a watcher built to uncover the impossible. Its purpose is to find the faintest fingerprints of design hidden among the dust of creation. Yet here is where the story grows stranger. Some researchers now believe that artificial intelligence aboard spacecraft will be the first to recognize something non-natural long before human eyes even realize what they are looking at. Machines like Lucy process information millions of times faster than any ground-based team. They notice what we would miss. They categorize what we cannot yet understand. It is a chilling thought. Right now, somewhere in Lucy's databanks, there could be a single flagged image of an object too clean, too organized, sitting quietly in a buffer, waiting for decoding. The spacecraft might already have seen something extraordinary, but the confirmation is locked away in numbers and pixels we have yet to interpret. And this is not the first time humanity has faced that unsettling silence. History has a pattern. Between the years 2014 and 2016, the live feed from the International Space Station abruptly cut out several times, each time just as bright, unexplained objects entered the frame. NASA called it a coincidence, a transmission glitch, a harmless loss of signal as the station drifted behind Earth. But the timing raised eyebrows. During the Apollo 15 mission in 1971, a strange light hovered above an astronaut during a moonwalk. The image sparked decades of speculation before it was officially labeled a lens flare from the sun just outside the frame. Even the Voyager missions, those distant pioneers now exploring interstellar space, delayed releasing certain readings for weeks, citing the need for verification. The sequence is always the same. An astonishing anomaly appears. The feed goes dark, and then comes the explanation of technical error, image artifact, solar interference. But Lucy breaks the pattern. Unlike those earlier missions, Lucy is not orbiting a known object or revisiting familiar space. It is journeying into uncharted territory, a place scientists already describe as a cosmic morgue, where the remnants of the solar system's birth have lain undisturbed for billions of years. The Trojan swarms are like a frozen archive, a celestial time capsule drifting alongside Jupiter's orbit. So when Lucy's transmission failed in the middle of that region, right when its sensors detected something with impossible geometry, it struck a nerve. This was not a feed cut near Earth or a known satellite. This was in the heart of a gravitational safe zone that could hold anything, even something ancient, forgotten, and waiting. If Lucy's advanced eyes truly glimpsed the unnatural, it means our first encounter with another intelligence may not come from a signal beamed across the stars, but from a reflection in the dark of a silent watcher hidden among the Trojans, finally seen by a machine built to see the unseen. The big picture: Trojan oddities, lurker probes. Even without mysterious flashes or signal cuts, the Trojan asteroids are already among the strangest regions in our solar system. Scientists have studied them for decades, and still, the more we learn, the less sense they make. When Lucy began its scans, researchers noticed something unexpected. The Trojans are not one uniform family of space rocks. They are divided into two very different groups, one tinted red, the other gray. In theory, they should not exist this way. If they all formed in the same region billions of years ago, their compositions would be nearly identical. But they are not. The red Trojans contain complex organic compounds, intricate carbon chains, and dusty coatings that look ancient, even by cosmic standards. The gray Trojans, on the other hand, are metallic and rocky. Some of them even reflect sunlight like polished steel, a behavior completely unlike ordinary asteroids that usually absorb light like dirty snow. Lucy's early scans have already revealed patches on some Trojans that glint in the darkness, shining more like engineered materials than like natural stone. Consider the Euripides family, a cluster of Trojans thought to have formed when a much larger body shattered in an ancient collision. If that were true, all the fragments should share the same chemical fingerprint, but they do not. Imagine smashing a clay pot and finding pieces of glass, plastic, and metal scattered inside. That is how strange these differences are. Now picture one of those asteroids suddenly flashing like a mirror. Most space rocks are dark, rough, and irregular. They spin unevenly and scatter light in random directions. So if Lucy's cameras caught even a single flat, consistent reflection, a gleam that stays steady for a fraction of a second, it would stand out like a skyscraper in a desert. And that is exactly what some Trojans seem to do. They flash when sunlight hits them at just the right angle. When Lucy's live feed went dark just as one of those mirror-like flashes appeared, speculation spread fast. Were these merely unusual rocks with reflective minerals, or was something else at work, something built? For years, scientists at SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, have debated a theory called the Lurker Probe Hypothesis. The idea is simple but deeply unsettling. An advanced civilization could place silent monitoring stations at stable gravitational points throughout a solar system. These regions, called Lagrange points, are perfect for hiding. They are balanced, motionless, and far from regular space traffic. Earth and the Moon have 5 such points. Astronomers have even proposed scanning them for artificial objects. But Jupiter's Trojan points are an even better hiding place, enormous, stable, and camouflaged by thousands of asteroids swirling around them. If someone wanted to observe the inner solar system from a safe distance, this would be the ideal location. And the physics checks out. These gravitational zones have remained stable for over 4 billion years, long enough for entire civilizations to rise and vanish. If anyone placed equipment there in the distant past, it could still be orbiting quietly, recording everything. That thought alone changes everything. If such objects exist, they have been watching the story of our planet unfold from the very beginning, from the formation of our oceans to the emergence of life and the rise of humankind. And Lucy is the first spacecraft in history to approach these regions close enough to investigate. If Lucy were to confirm the existence of an artificial structure among the Trojans, it would shatter the foundation of modern science. Our understanding of the solar system, that it evolved naturally, untouched and alone, would no longer hold. We would be forced to accept that intelligence may have operated here long before us. In that instant, humanity would go from observer to observed. The solar system would no longer feel empty, it would feel inhabited, and the questions would come fast. If these objects are real, are they still active? Who built them? Are they warning systems, scientific monitors, or something we cannot yet imagine? This would not be just another discovery. It would be the moment we realize that we may have been watched all along. And yet, buried inside that possibility is a strange kind of hope. If these silent watchers have been here for billions of years and never interfered, perhaps they mean no harm. Perhaps they are only witnessing ancient eyes recording the story of the universe, waiting for us to finally notice them. If what Lucy saw was real, if something artificial truly hides among Jupiter's Trojan asteroids, then our solar system is not as empty as we once believed. For billions of years, these cosmic time capsules have drifted silently beside Jupiter, untouched and unseen. But what if they were never alone? What if, hidden within that endless swarm of rock and dust, something has been waiting, watching since before humanity ever looked to the stars? Lucy's mission may have just scratched the surface of a mystery older than Earth itself, and whether what it saw was a trick of light or a glimpse of something extraordinary, one thing is certain: we're no longer just exploring space. We're being introduced to it. Now the question is, what do you think? Was Lucy's glitch just coincidence or evidence of something far greater? Share your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear your theories. And if you enjoyed diving into the unknown with us, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next discovery waiting in the dark. Because out there, beyond Jupiter's orbit, the story is only just beginning.